I think it's time to talk about the state of YouTube. YouTube has done nothing but to sanitize themselves so that they can appeal to the corporate interests and constantly screwing over their creators left and right, demonetizing videos through words on topics that you can choose, stunting the growth of brand new channels in favor of those owned by big corporations. It's something that YouTube does, and it's something that YouTube will continue doing because YouTube has no spine. If you guys missed it, YouTube has a brand new harassment policy change. The harassment policy basically states that they're no longer allowing malicious insults to someone based on protected attributes like their race, gender, expression, or sexual orientation, and this will apply to everyone, including private individuals, YouTube creators, to public officials, or at least they say they will. I believe this would only apply to individual YouTubers such as Ian from iDubbbz, who got his video roasting Leafy taken down, but not his content deputy video, which is basically the sequel to the video that got taken down, and that's rather surprising. But that's not all. Before all of this, they also decided to raise authoritative voices by reducing borderline content and harmful misinformation. So who gets to decide what is and isn't borderline content or harmful misinformation? I don't know, but I think you can all speculate on who would do such a thing. I can tell you for sure that these authoritative voices are capable of spreading misinformation themselves and fooling the public into thinking on a certain topic. Now, of course, a lot of these policies sound fine on paper. I mean, you want to remove a lot of the bullying that's been going on this website. Sounds like a noble thing to do, but the problem is YouTube can deem anything as bullying, including videos that are not really that bullying. Can you really rely on YouTube to determine on which content can be considered bullying? Again, going back to the iDubbbz video, both the content cop and the content deputy video are roasting Leafy, but one video stays and yet the other got banned for no reason. You cannot trust YouTube to determine what is and isn't bullying. But the problem with the entire thing is that this is nothing new. This has happened so many times before. I'm not surprised. YouTube screws their channels so much, I don't think there's a point throughout this year where YouTube has done something that actually pleases them. And even if there is, it's ridiculously overwhelmed by their failures. There's no point in criticizing YouTube because YouTube will continue doing this stuff. Nothing productive can be gained by going through YouTube and talking about these issues. Even the big channels are talking about this and YouTube still doesn't listen to them. So knowing that this is practically a sinking ship, why am I still here? Well, it's because I like the stuff that I'm doing. I like making videos for you guys. I like streaming for you guys. But it doesn't mean that I like YouTube. It's basically like saying I love to play video games, but I don't like game companies. Or I like hamburgers, but I don't like Burger King. I like the activity that I'm doing on YouTube more so than YouTube itself. Thankfully, I'm not a channel looking for any sorts of growth. All I'm doing on this channel is making videos and having fun. The reason why I don't go to any other platforms is because, one, I'm not that familiar with other platforms, 2, other platforms have their issues, and 3, YouTube is more convenient to access compared to any of the other alternative video publishing websites out there. I mean, let's be real here. People use YouTube. You guys use YouTube, and unfortunately, YouTube has created such a monopoly that it's impossible to move on to any other social media platforms. YouTube is so powerful that it's impossible to stop it. It's like not using Windows 10. I mean, you technically can, but there are so many softwares and games being developed specifically for that platform. There are many security features that are specifically built for that platform. There are many computers that are specifically built for that platform. So if you have to complain to YouTube or Windows 10, boycotting them to make them listen would require an unprecedented amount of people to do so, like more than 50% of people boycotting them. And that cannot be accomplished, what with a lot of content creators relying on YouTube for the revenue, and you guys still watching YouTube videos. What I'm trying to say is that no matter what we do, we're stuck. YouTube can't change, and there's nothing that we can do to change it. Even if I convince every single one of my subscribers to not use YouTube, they won't change anything because anyone else won't do the same. So what's the point? This ship is sinking. The other ships are not as reliable, so I might as well do that thing that the musicians in Titanic do. Keep doing what I love doing and keep playing it until the end.
Gentlemen, it has been a privilege playing with you tonight.
If you're doing YouTube for fun, if you're doing YouTube as a way to share your opinions on the internet or your memes on the internet, if you're doing YouTube to share your thoughts and unwind and relieve your stress, you can still do that, except you're gonna have to be prepared to take the risk of not getting any sorts of revenue from it. If you're a new content creator, it takes a long time for YouTube to approve your monetization. I talked about that a while ago, so you should be happy doing YouTube as a hobby for a while, like everyone else when they start off, including me. There's a time in YouTube where AdSense is my primary means of income, and the rest, like Patreon, are my secondary. Now it's the opposite, because I made less money on AdSense to the point where I couldn't even bother checking how much I made. I just let the money flow through me. The one consistent revenue that I'm getting is through Patreon. I used to make $450, now I make around $300. That's a 33% reduction, and for anybody who pulled off their support, no ill will, I understand. Patreon is optional. Supporting me financially in general is optional. I'm already grateful even for just $1. For those who are still supporting, I am genuinely amazed that you're still able to do it all the way up to this point. You guys are literally amazing. So yes, if you're doing YouTube as a hobby or a way to relax and unwind, sure, do it. Just don't expect to earn money from it, or at least early on. At this point, at the current state of my channel right now, I can tell you that I might as well move to another platform, because the growth that I will have in that platform will be the same as my growth that I have in this platform. It doesn't matter which platform that I choose, the growth will still be terrible. But thankfully, I'm not looking for growth. I'm just here to make videos and have fun, and I will continue to do so while this ship is sinking, because I love you guys. And if you like my stuff here, if you think that my video and my content is worth supporting, you can click the like button, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, or be a sponsor to this channel through so many means. Links down below.